Hey, whoa, that was a noise. Hey everyone, welcome back to Dork Duo Plays the Greatest Journey to resolve the memoirs of the clouded Kokoro. The final part of this trial, where we have concluded that Miss Olive Green tried to kill Shamspear with poison.
Say it ain't so.
I will
She's
not
so
go.
sweet though.
The old baby defense in chamber 1132. Joyful, jubilant jumping jacks!
That's a statement.
Oh, Mr. Natsume, I'm so pleased for you. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, and non-locum judicial assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquirus. Now, finally, at long last, there can be proof. Proof that I'm innocent, and proof that my tea is innocent. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Ah, good morning, my dear fellows.
Uh-oh.
Ah! Hairlock Sholmes! May you drink my tepid tea and fall forever silent!
You probably shouldn't say that. I thought the tea was innocent.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you came! How wonderful! Please, save your derision. I know what you're all thinking. Good morning, he says, when it's very nearly time for luncheon. Your scorn is written clearly across your faces.
Nobody said or thought anything of the sort.
The truth is, I was determined that today would be the day. As seduced me last night, I thought, tomorrow, for once, I shall not oversleep. I'll rise early and be present in court to support my companions.
Cool.
Such spirited determination has a beauty all of its own, does it not? Oh yes. And then I began to muse on the subject. Why do people oversleep? I queried. Why, time after time. Why do they make the same foolish blunder? And then the answer came to me at once. It's so delightfully simple. People oversleep because they sleep. Wow.
Wow.
What an amazing conclusion you came to.
Well,
is that not an astute insight? It's not, actually.
it really isn't.
Oh, yes. Upon which realization, I attempted an experiment. I didn't sleep a wink all night. Oh no.
Oh no.
And the results? By first light, I was exhausted and began to be assailed by fits of drowsiness.
Shocking.
And so, the conclusion of last night's experiment is this. A good night's sleep is quite simply essential.
Yes, I think most of us probably knew that already.
What others presuppose, I prove by experimentation. That, my dear fellow, is the scientific method. Ah, yes, and one more thing. Do you remember this? Ah,
Oh, I know that one. Yes, of course. It's the poison that Miss Green was about to drink at the hospital yesterday. Oh, you didn't manage to...
no, I didn't drink it, you dummy. It was it was a laborious task as the bottle was near empty, but such inconveniences do not hinder Sholmes. I managed to confirm that it contained strychnine. Ah-ha!
Ah, it did. Okay, so I was right.
Perhaps. Though, of course, such circumstantial evidence doesn't prove Miss Green's guilt. I shall leave the bottle in your care now, but licking the inside of the neck is not recommended.
I wasn't planning on it. But
Are
cool,
you
we got
sure?
the bottle of poison.
Could I have a word? Oh, it's... Gregson,
Oh.
how good of you to come. I see you through your voice because you were confused about who was talking. Yeah, sure. Forget it. Excuse me. Wait a minute. Oh, whoopsie. Sorry about that. That's you.
Nah, it's perfectly fine. Wait a minute, Inspector.
I don't wish to make a nuisance of myself.
From the look on your face, I say it's someone else who you think is making a nuisance of himself.
My dear Inspector, please speak freely. Pretend that I'm not here. No, I'd rather. If I could do that, life would be a whole lot simpler for me. Do you have the results, Inspector? Of the investigation in Mr. Shamspear's room? Not yet. Shouldn't be long now, though. No, I'm here about something else. That dead convict, actually.
Oh, you mean the man from the newspaper article we discovered yesterday in Mr. Shamspeare's room?
A man by the name of... Ah, yes, Selden. I went through the
Selden
archives of
scene.
the yard and dug out the fellow's file. There's something in there that... well, it caught my eye.
Hey,
Something caught your eye? What, Inspector, what? I've copied out the relevant parts for you, so you can read it for yourselves.
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Greggy.
Hold that thought.
So this is the poison we've been hearing so much about. Strychnine.
Strychnine?
Strychnine, sorry. There are a few remnants on the bottom of the bottle here. Look.
You mustn't be tempted to try it.
Of course not. As long as we don't lose this trial. Oh. Dark.
No, even if we lose the trial.
You were contemplating it, wasn't you?
No, we mustn't lose the trial in the first place, Mr. Naruhodo.
Make up your mind, Susato-san.
Okay, I think that's all we can really get from this bottle. Alright.
Ah.
Investigative findings related to Selden. 18 counts of burglary, 6 counts of suspected murder. Died of natural causes whilst in prison. His final moments witnessed only by his cellmate. The estimated £1,000 worth of loot he stole remains unrecovered. Manchester's Strangeways Prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hours this morning. He'd been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. So he is officially dead, which means Shakespeare is not Selden.
Okay, so we can throw that theory out the window then.
These documents include the details that were in the newspaper cutting we found in Mr. Shakespeare's room. I'll rearrange everything in the court record so we don't have duplicate information.
Dang, why are you giving us a copy of this important file, though?
Well, you're the ones who turned the clue in the first place, aren't you? I'm just making sure things get handled in the proper fashion. Oh, Scotland Yard's workings are so wonderful. Indeed, my dear fellows, and the inspector here has a shining diamond in its crown.
Shining diamond. A crazy diamond? And the rough, maybe.
No, I said shining, not crazy. What's wrong with you? You have a case of dubism?
I might.
Look, I just don't want to be beholden to a lawyer, that's all.
You can just say you're being nice, man.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court proceedings are about to resume. Make your way into the courtroom at once. Well, I shall leave you then. I'll be listening with interest from the public gallery. Not nodding off at all. Certainly not. Certainly.
Thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm rather tired of seeing Mr. Moustache in floods of tears personally, so the best of luck to you. Locum student! Mr. Naruhodo Esquire!
Yes, Mr. Natsume?
It's time, isn't it?
Yes, this is it. Miss Olive Green and Mr. William Shamspeare. This is going to be the final battle. It won't really have saved Sosuke-san until I've exposed the whole truth and everything that's been going on. But it's all coming to a head now. You can do it, Ryunosuke. You have to. Jeez. That is so much pressure, though.
No pressure at all.
Actually trying to, actually defend somebody in court, but you're actually trying to, do it in an honest way as well.
Yeah.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again now. Before the recess, we heard a most startling accusation from the defense. Namely, that the victim of the case we heard here only a few days ago is the true perpetrator of this incident.
A reckless, rash, and prejudiced charge of wrongdoing in my opinion, my lord. However, the prosecution has tried to extend every courtesy to this amateur newcomer from dubious eastern shores.
Thank you.
That... what?
For the backhanded consideration.
I was insulting you, Nimrod.
Yeah, but you're being nice, so I'll take it.
You're being nice.
Well, it's nicer than his other insults.
Yeah, that's true.
A rather cold assessment for the Honorable British Prosecutor, I must say. So, Lord Van Zykes, is the new witness present and ready to take the stand?
Ready and waiting in the witness's antechamber, my lord.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in. Oh.
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court, please. William Shakespeare, my liege. For mine occupation, I can say only that I be a tragic victim, to be pitied. Currently unemployed, in other words. I'm Olive Green. I'm a fledgling artist. Well, no. Not a fledgling, really. A hopeless failure who's too weak-spirited to admit she has no talent, I suppose. Also currently unemployed, in other words.
What's that word?
Coterie? Computer. How do you pronounce C-O-T-E-R-I-E?
Okay, here's pronunciations. It is pronounced as coterie.
Coterie.
Oh, coterie. What a coterie. Nice computer.
I just realized that we don't even know what that word means. Computer.
No.
Define coterie.
A coterie is a group of people who share similar tastes and interests and frequently gather for social enjoyment. The word coterie can also refer
Computer.
to a group of people.
Stop. Okay, it's just people who are, like, similar.
Ah, okay. Mr. Shakespeare.
My lord, I am thy humble servant.
I know. I'm afraid that you are no longer merely the victim of this affair.
Oh, but I am!
No, you're not. The possibility that's been raised that you are in fact an assailant, intent on taking the life of your new lodger. The part you have played in this whole business will be thoroughly scrutinized, I assure you.
I would for naught else, my lord.
And Miss Green,
Yes?
you are aware of the reason you have been summoned to the courtroom today, I presume.
Yes, the officer did explain. He said I poisoned this ridiculous buffoon.
Oh. And? Do you accept the charge, Miss Green?
Well, let me think. No.
Of course not.
I don't know anything about any poisoning. And I don't know anything about this man. Come, lady. Die to live. Verily, I know not thy prickly pea-pigmented personage.
What did you say?
Lots of peas.
That's preposterous.
Precisely.
Very well. Let us proceed. With the matter at hand, I mean. That being, to a certain
I
brother.
just imagine Von Zykes banging his head against the table.
It's like, God, can we just get on with
Even
it?
the judge is losing his marbles.
I know, I just want to go home.
We all do. It's all very strange. Very strange indeed. Why would you suspect me? Because the only person left that we have anything to do with. Everyone else has been covered.
Yeah.
I barely ever go to the East End anyway. It so happens I passed by that neighborhood 6 days ago. That's all. And on the night that this man was poisoned, I was still in hospital, fighting for my life, she says, her eyes darting everywhere.
Yeah, I don't too much buy that.
Yes, having been unfortunately caught up in the incident on the street outside the Gardep household.
Ouch.
An incident that rendered you unconscious for some 3 days.
I like how she just fell over like that, too.
I was struck in the middle of my back by a knife, through no fault of my own, and now I'm under suspicion? What other irrelevant things might I be suspected of? It's all very disturbing.
Your energies may be better spent worrying about random knife attacks, I feel, Miss Green.
Watch out for the knife guy.
You're gonna get kifed! At this point in time, all that appears to connect you with Mr. Shamspear's lodgings is the Briar Road incident of 6 days ago. That's why we would like you to testify formally now about exactly what happened.
Oh no! The incident 6 days ago? You mean you want me to relive that awful incident? Accident? Whatever it is? You want me to relive it?
Unfortunately, yes. Please tell the court what happened that day.
I got stabbed!
I know, but what else?
Oh.
And of course, we will be interested to hear from you about your movements that day too, Mr. Shamspear.
My bowel movements? Why?
Not those kind of movements.
But what happened 6 days ago is nothing to do with me being poisoned.
That's what we're going to find out. Let us proceed then. The witnesses will present their formal testimony to the court. On the subject of the incident that took place on Briar Road the evening of the 17th of February. Here we go.
Not to point out dumb things, but they both have a very similar pose at the moment.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, they don't like each other, but,
Yeah. It was 6 days ago, at about 5 p.m. I was walking along the snow when I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, it happened to be just outside the house where the men in the case had their lodgings. I was at the tavern on the eve of which thou speakest, for I had bespoke my supper. It was the first time I'd been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. Anyway, I was admitted straight to the hospital, so I knew nothing about all this business.
Yes, a second incident inside a week at what I believe to be aptly described as the Haunted Lodgings. One can only presume that this is a most unfortunate coincidence.
Meanwhile, you say you are not in your room, Mr. Shamspear. 'Twas the following morn when I did awaken that I learned of the dire events. Mary, what a commotion do the officers of the law make on the floor above mine?
When Sosuke-san was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder.
As suspected, there was nothing connecting these two witnesses but happenstance.
That's true. It doesn't seem as though they were unrelated at first glance. But I'm not so sure. There's something lurking in the shadows here. I feel certain of it. And this is my one and only chance to expose it. Counsel, you may now cross-examine these two witnesses if you wish. Yes, my lord.
Of course we wish. That was the entire point.
Yeah, if we didn't do it, it would be kind of...
Hey, counsel, do you want to cross-examine them or nah? Like,
yeah, nah, sure, fam.
Yeah, sure, fam, thanks.
Hmm.
Alright, we need to press on this statement specifically. What little matter do you have to attend to, eh?
Okay. What little matter, Miss Green? Please elaborate.
It was nothing, really. It's not worth mentioning.
If you remember it, you mentioned it to us yesterday at the hospital. It was related to the cart you were holding. Oh yeah, the cart.
Yep.
From memory, I believe the card contained a note that read, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross.
What does that matter? This has nothing to do with Duncan. Oh yeah? Hey, Shakespeare.
Well, what's up with you, boy? Mr. Shamspeare, you have something to share with the court?
Don't break your fist.
Not before you.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Ah, pray, forgive me. The great bard's words spring from within me when ne'er a thought. With, not when.
Don't tell me. It's because you're possessed by Shakespeare's spirit, right? Hearing Miss Green's words a moment ago seemed to make you think of something. Something of relevance, perhaps?
Nay, sire, 'twas nothing at all.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Presumably, you know the name, though. Mr. Duncan Ross, I mean.
No, I only know of him one Duncan Hines.
I know Dunkin' Donuts, but that's not relevant yet. After all, you were both lodgers in the same house.
I would it were so, but sadly, nay. Lodging be a lonely occupation, sire. My lodging fellows be rarely known to me.
So you haven't heard of him, even though he passed away in the room just one floor above yours? Miss Green.
Me, my lord? Have I done something wrong? Probably. We haven't gotten there yet, though.
Yeah, we'll get there in a minute.
Just you wait.
The card that was mentioned before, containing the note. Do you have it upon your person?
I do, yes, but I don't need it anymore. In fact, I should throw it away, really.
Before you dispose of it, the court will take it as evidence, please.
Finally.
Yeah. Now we can actually read it. And we'll hope that Susato doesn't throw us. Of course. That's what links Mr. Shamspeare and Miss Green.
Sure, man, she just looks over at Rinosuke and throws him, like, while they're in court.
You can't read that! I'm like, God! Why? The envelope has been ripped open rather carelessly, hasn't it? Miss Green strikes me as the type to open correspondence more neatly than that.
What is it?
The way the envelope is torn, I'm almost sure that I've seen the exact same shape somewhere else.
I'm almost sure we have that same piece in our court record.
Yeah, well, we couldn't look at it.
Oh, you don't mean... Were you thinking of this piece of evidence, Mr. Naruhodo?
Exactly. That's it. Try to match them up. Shoop?
They go together perfectly.
Like peanut butter and jelly.
Excuse me. Sorry, it is later than I expected, and my coffee is wearing off. This torn off end of the envelope clearly belongs with this card.
Okay.
Alright. Okay.
Now.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't need to read the note, because that's not as important. And then we can't read it anyway.
Oh, okay. It's Duncan Ross. Now, continue with your testimony, please, Miss Green.
Alright, statement 3 now we must press on.
Okay. A tavern, you say? Which one?
'Twas the slug and salad where I did tarry. 'Tis a jewel in the East End. And a little unexpected, I feel.
What do you mean, Lord Van Sykes?
It's Von Zeiss, you plebeian. Anyway, the Slug and Salad offers unusually fine dining, for the locality at least. Not an establishment you'd expect to be patronized by a man with not even a crumb of bread in his room. Oh, are you calling me? Yes, you're poor. Oh. It's true. The menu lists premium crusts of bread and glasses of water, in different levels of cloudiness. I would have expected Grub's Grubbery in the local vicinity to be more appropriate for your means.
Ouch.
Watery soup and mushy peas. Or rather, soupy water and pea-like mush.
All equally appetizing.
Oh, I just wanted to try some water in a different pub for once. What's wrong with that?
How different can water really be? Trust me, it
Very.
really can be.
As someone who drinks purified water, I don't really like the taste of spring water. And my friend Marissa Blackwing only drinks spring water, and she hates the taste of purified water. Like, they are very different.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, murky water is, well, you know.
Yeah, no one agrees with that one, unless you're really thirsty.
Then you got well water, city water, like, you know, there's different kinds. Or perhaps there's a more plausible explanation. And then you got Dasani, which is just garbage all around.
Yeah, I've never had design. I
Don't.
do like Aquafina, though.
Aquafina's fine. A specific reason why you had to go to that particular establishment.
Agreed. The fact that on that day of all days, he dined at a place he wouldn't normally, it does stand out. So Mr. Shamspear's own actions on the day of the incident 6 days ago were slightly suspicious. I wonder if we have some evidence that can explain those actions. Do we?
I don't know, but do we?
I don't really remember the evidence we have. Oh, wait, it's this thing?
It
Can you
is.
read it?
So the note, I don't know why they won't let me look at it. Anyway, but the note was like, you know, come meet by, like, this, in this place for business. Which was, like, apparently right near where, she was dining, or where he was dining and where she needed to be.
Oh, okay, that would make sense, and that would be, and that is still weird that that piece of, ripped off envelope was in his room, too.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe I'd do that then. Mr. Shamspear,
Yes, sire.
on the day in question, is it not the case that you visited the Slug and Salad, a place you don't normally patronize, for a very particular reason?
I don't know what you're talking about. Pay, that is speaks. I think he's losing his mind.
Yeah, there's something significant about that. Very well, I'll present the court with evidence.
No,
Evidence that explains why you had to be at the Slug and Salad that day, namely...
So either one will work.
I believe this torn off piece of envelope reveals the answer. Because it fits together so perfectly with the envelope of the card that was submitted into evidence earlier. Good lord! Miss Green's card, you mean? That's right, my lord. It reads, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It's a matter of utmost importance. Mr. Shamspear, your actions on the afternoon of Miss Green's stabbing are exactly as described in this note. Personally, I find it hard to believe that that's a coincidence. Don't you, Mr. Shamspear?
Well, excuse me. Can I say something? You just did.
Yes, Miss Green?
That card was delivered to me. It doesn't have anything to do with this, odd man, does it?
Well, you think so, yes. But it's hard to believe it's merely...
My lord, may I?
May you what, Miss Green?
I'd like to make something very clear about that card.
Very well then. You may amend your testimony to include details about the particular note, or peculiar note.
The note was delivered to me at my address. It has linked to the odd man next to me here. Okay. So, now, we need to present the very same thing again.
Oh, the torn off piece of envelope?
Yep.
Okay. The day before the incident, exactly 1 week ago now, this note was delivered to your address. And upon carrying out the instructions in the note, you found yourself in the hospital.
Yes, I did. It's terrible, everything that's happened to me.
Yes, it is terrible. If it's all true, that is.
Huh?
Yeah, if it's all true, that is. Wait, what?
Yeah.
That is...
Wait. Did she fake it? How did she fake the knife? Wait, what? Hold on. I don't remember this at all. What do you mean?
Miss Green, have a look at this, please. It's the torn off end of an envelope.
Oh, is it?
And it so happens that it fits together perfectly with the envelope of the note you received.
Where did you find that?
In Mr. Shamspeare's room.
Huh. Huh.
Hmm.
In my room?
Mr. Shamspeare, do you perhaps remember this note from somewhere?
Well...
Your actions that afternoon follow the instructions in the note to the letter. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. And so that's exactly where you went.
The note wasn't meant for her. It was meant for him. That's why he was there. Wait!
Wait, then why does she have it then? Let me ask you again, Mr. Shamspeare. You already knew about this note, didn't you?
Don't look at me. Actually, you'd be looking at Ryunosuke because they're, let's see, Ryunosuke and Suso on the left, and he was looking left. But the way that we're looking at Ryunosuke is from the judge's POV, which is why they're on the left.
Oh.
But when
okay.
Shamspeare is looking to his left, he's actually looking at Ryunosuke. Or looking away, but in his direction. It's so unimportant, anyways. What did I do?
As this torn off end of the envelope proves, the note was originally in Mr. Shamspeare's room. So how is it that it came to be in your possession?
I don't have the first idea. I'm just a fledgling artist after all. No, you're a sham of an artist.
Yeah, there's only one explanation. You broke into Mr. Shamspeare's room and stole it.
Oh, so it was meant for her. But wait, hold on, wait, what? You did what? Sorry, thou hast what? Thou were in my room? What on earth do you want with me?
It would seem that both witnesses need to testify again.
Just what we wanted. Oh. A little speechless there, ain't you, Miss Green?
Yeah.
Miss Green. Yes? Whilst you have the court's sympathy, I'm sure, for the suffering you've endured in recent events, anyone found to be giving false testimony in a court of law will will be duly punished.
Oh, basically died by the gallows.
Please bear that in mind. Yes, I know.
Very well then, witnesses. You will give your formal testimonies again now. On the subject of this curious anomaly regarding the note Miss Green claims to have received.
So, he wrote it intended for her, but she broke in and stole the note. So she ripped off the envelope, somehow. We don't know, but she did it. And then she took the note with her. Huh?
But why would she take
I don't
the
have
note,
I don't
though?
have it all together at the moment, but, it's so weird. Oh, I do remember now. 'Twas a week ago, peradventure, that note was delivered unto me. On the day writ therein, I did take a long hour at the slug and salad. Whew, slug and salad, yet nobody came. I'm so perplexed, I got my letters mixed up. Thereafter,
Gobsmacked.
I had my gobsmacked. Thereafter, on the
Ouch.
evening I shared the company of the Japanese fellow, I did see the note had vanished. I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? We know why.
Yeah.
I can point the villain here. And as I tore a piece of the envelope, I don't know anything about it. Sorry, but we know exactly why you went in there.
Yeah. You now claim to have received this letter, do you, Mr. Shamspear?
Faith, 'tis so, my lord. And I would swear to have set it upon the table in my humble lodgings. Yet, it is clear to me now that since I returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes upon it.
Well, that being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was...
A lie? Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think I'm the one lying. I'm a woman, I can't be lying.
Yeah. You can't... I beg your pardon? Von Zykes, slap her.
No. I'm just
Darn.
a fledgling artist, as I said, and fledgling artists don't... Sure. That note was delivered to me at my address. Besides, we all know who the liar around here is. Yeah, both yous.
If that's true, Miss Green, how do you explain the facts? The part of the envelope was, without question, found in Mr. Shamspear's room.
I don't see why I should explain.
Oh.
She's cutting off everyone.
Wow, she sounds a lot like most people nowadays. I don't have to explain anything to you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You kind of do. Sorry?
I bet you are.
Hmm.
I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is just to say what happened, that's all. It's your job to give the explanations and the proofs. You, the fledgling lawyer.
The fledgling will do his best. I'm suddenly starting to like this girl anymore.
Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth. So do your job right.
Well, counsel?
Do it right, right?
Why does that feel...
Why does that feel
familiar?
right?
Yeah. Yes, my lord. Very well then. The defense will now proceed with the cross-examination of the witnesses.
Miss Green clearly did break into Mr. Shakespeare's room. There can be no question of that. And that's how she acquired the note.
Yes. Two facts that are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all of this. It's not a pretty one.
Alright, statement 4 is the big one. But what do we do here, Patu?
So, do we need to present anything to her? And
Do you want to look over the court record?
Yeah, let's see. I don't know if you're stuck at the Spanish room. Do you? Why would I? Do we have to present a bottle of poison?
You're on it.
Yeah. Yesterday at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. Though the contents spilled during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained.
Ah!
According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Sholmes' chemistry set. Oh. The liquid was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine.
What? Strychnine? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear. Oh! Sound like a goose there for a second. Oh!
Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings for one reason and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp in Mr. Shamspear's room with poison.
You what?
Girl? What can this be?
I'm about to slap a bench. You broke into my room, too.
It may seem incredible to the court, but from the remaining clues, there's only one logical conclusion that we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shamspeare's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, dearie. Me! Ugh.
Oh, jeez! Miss Green! No! Oh, order! Counsel, are you seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with the intent to kill? Yes, my lord. There's no other explanation of the facts. But if Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago, and the victim had to put his mouth on the pipe that very evening as suspected, the attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely. That's a very good point.
Perhaps not, my lord.
I beg your pardon?
There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. A circumspect criminal would likely have chosen not to carry any wrongdoing at the time.
Lord, Juan Sykes.
And of course, the following morning, there was more activity at Mr. Shakespeare's address.
More activity? Yes. You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder?
That's right. And as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shakespeare was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant.
But once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. Let's see, Mr. Shamspeare had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe.
His intended victim being in a prison cell. With the need to tamper the gas removed, the poison in the pipe lay dormant. And then, 3 days ago now, the situation changed again.
Right. Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end. The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted. That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. And that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out, and Mr. Shamspeare was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days earlier.
Mary!
With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all part of the plan. What plan? The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the Slug and Salad at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear.
To ensure that the lodger would not be at home at the stated time. To make sure I wasn't home?
Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that she wouldn't be disturbed.
You mean to say, that letter
Was written by Miss Green, yes. And in order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. Just after she smeared poison on the mouth of the gas pipe in your room. I like how I was just looking over it. It's like, Order! What do you have to say for yourself, witness?
Just who are you? Why did you try to kill me?
Yeah, why? Miss Green's motive should be obvious. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial.
Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, Dunkin' Ross. So, that's what's behind all this.
Doggone Dunkin' Donuts.
Doggone Ronpa. I
I
always knew that second-rate visual novel would be the crime.
I knew someone who hated that with a burning passion. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
though.
because it's not great. It's written like a... It's horribly written, and I don't know. Everything about it is just not good. It's like, you could be playing Ace Attorney, but you're playing this instead. What's wrong with you?
Oh, so it's like an inferior version of Ace Attorney.
It's very inferior. Also, I have a very close friend who really likes Danganronpa. But they don't watch the videos, so it's okay! It's fine.
And if you hear you can like whatever you like, it's just... It's not for us. Anyway, you will share your apparent understanding with the court, please, counsel. Which person is behind the woman's motive for attack on the victim's life? Gotta be Dunkin' Donuts, right?
Yep!
Duncan Ross? That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodgings at Mr. Garadip's, somebody else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross.
I knew I'd heard that name somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago, when the man died in a strange circumstance at the Haunted Lodgings.
Ooh. That does ring a big... of course, yes, I remember now. The young man they claimed was strangled by the convict's curse, or some such. Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind. Nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamspeare blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. It was murder, plain and simple.
Ah! Well, what do you know? The world is so unfair. Curses, curious deaths, that's all people care about. If it's an interesting story, they want to know. It doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. And once they're bored, just 1 month later, once the story has lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him. You? You mean you? Duncan was...
Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé.
Fiancé?
You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamspeare. But she's known exactly who you are all along. Because you're her sworn enemy. The murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry.
Mary!
Miss Green, is it not the case that in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shamspeare, you smeared poison all over the end of the gas pipe? This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, counsel? Each on different counts of murder?
Yep. Also, I got my directions mixed up earlier, which I need to rectify. Yes, okay. The direction that Shamspeare looking is in Von Zykes' direction. Because we are still looking at from the judge's POV. So.
So like every time they switch back and forth, they're looking. That means he's looking back and forth at the counsel and the defense.
Yeah.
Yes, my lord, that's correct.
Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned friend has taken a lungful of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded.
Ha.
Why would Mr. Shamspeare have wanted to kill these lodgers, as you say? You have completely failed to provide a motive for... Whatever, you couldn't provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the man. Yes, yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies, all lies. I deny every utterance.
Sure.
You have to forgive me, Miss Naruto, sir. But I don't intend to admit to anything either.
Miss Green.
I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel.
But you broke into the man's room.
He's also a murderer. He doesn't have rights anymore. Oops, did I say
Right.
that? I didn't say that.
Nah, you lose your rights as a human once you start doing stuff like that. If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason?
I thought I'd look around. That's all. Just a simple case of breaking and entering.
Yeah, but that's still bad, though. You can't break into someone else's lodgings and,
She was just window shopping.
Sorry, that's like every thief ever, then. He's still jumping, too.
You're right. I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find some evidence or something in his room. Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life. Oh vileness! Oh villainy! Oh tyranny! Oh rotundity of woman!
Did you just call her fat?
Yes! But in any case, whenever I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock. That whole place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door, with some terps and a piece of wire. Oh awfulness! Oh artfulness! Oh tyranny! Oh profanity of woman! We will consider your trespassing on some future occasion, but for now, tell the court what you found. What evidence your search revealed. Well, I spotted the note that I'd sent him lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath it, I discovered a secret hiding place.
Yes, we also discovered that hiding place.
Inside, we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box. Yes. Well, the thing is, when I found it, the box wasn't empty.
What?
Okay, so you must have taken whatever was in there, because it ain't there now.
So where is it? What? There was something in it.
Yes.
What?
Oh, it was a key.
Oh.
This rather nice key. Ah!
What?
What are you doing with that?
What the?
Every ounce of color is drained from his face. I woke up the cat.
Oh.
Give it here! Give it to me now! It's mine! I inherited it! What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it. No, I...
What's all this about? He inherited that key?
It was obviously important to you since you'd gone to such lengths to hide it. I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you. So what if it means you can't open something now? I don't care. Give it back this minute! Give it to me!
Calm yourself, witness.
You calm yourself!
I am calm. I guess. So Mr. Shakespeare has tried, and in one case succeeded, to take the life of 2 lodgers now. Yes, his motives for doing so is the key to everything that's happened. You see what I did there? Key?
Yeah,
What's the key?
I saw that. That was
No,
very
okay.
clever.
Alright, I just wanted to be sure. It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Shakespeare at first. But considering everything we now know, I think there is actually something that could explain it.
What?
You need to recall every piece of evidence at our disposal. Everything we've seen and heard. Because I'm sure I just caught a glimpse of the link that runs through all these events. In that case, counsel, I must demand that you present the evidence to the court to support your claim. What is it that you can explain the motivation for Mr. Shansbury's alleged crimes? It can't be that gas thing, could
Nope.
it?
It's something else.
Oh, it's the file that Gregson gave us like before the trial started. We never actually looked at it though.
We did.
we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Let me ask you something here. Do you remember where Selden lodged before he went to jail?
yeah, he was in the Gyarados place, wasn't he?
Where specifically was he in the Gyarados?
Do
Do you remember whose room?
Yeah, wasn't that Natsume's room?
Uh-huh. And before
And
Natsume's
then-
room, it was...
It was Duncan Ross.
Uh-huh. Now,
Oh.
pray tell, what in the
Pretty-
world would compel Shamspear to kill both occupants to get that room specifically?
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't they say that Selden like hid something in there?
Well, it
Like
said
some
that
treasure, but they never
there
found
was
it.
treasure that was hidden. They
Yeah,
didn't know
but
where.
no one ever found it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he has the key, but he wanted to get them out the way so he could search the rooms.
Uh-huh.
That's an official police report, is it not?
The Selden file. How'd you get hold of that?
Gregson.
Selden?
The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant, Mr. Natsume, have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room. Well, yes, we know this, certainly.
A room that was formerly occupied by Selden. Until, that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries.
I see. And it so happens that the convict Selden left behind one very substantial mystery when he died.
The some £1,000 worth of loot that he stole. Which as yet remains to be found.
Ah, yes, of course, it's coming back to me now. It's written in his file here.
£1,000 lost en route to hell. That was how the paper summed it up. Rather crass, but...
It makes for good storytelling. And it seems that one particular fellow inmate was with the convict in his final moments. It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusting the inmate to his most closely guarded secret. Gee whiz. The location of the stolen loot, and perhaps a key to unlock whatever container the valuables were in.
You mean this key is...
Mr. Shanspear, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the capital offender's site when he died, were you not?
What are you talking about? 'Tis a false charge, I tell you, a false charge! The name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death isn't noted in this file. But a simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is. Ugh.
But even if it's true, why would the man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings? There's only one explanation for that, my lord.
He's clearly crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that is true, but that's...
He's cuckoo crazy. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot.
So, it all comes out.
Yes. And having established that, all of Mr. Shanspear's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense.
When he was let out of prison following Selden's death, he made immediately for Mr. Gaddub's lodgings in the hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired armyman was unable to offer him the accommodation of his choice.
Because Selden's old room had already been let to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross.
Which is why Mr. Shanspear subsequently devised his gas-based plot to kill the occupant of the room. And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching to the newly vacant room.
However, a certain jittery someone had beaten him to it. Mr. Sosuke Natsume, the defendant of this case, no less. So you decided to use the play. You decided to use the ploy with the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shakespeare? This time to out Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and avaricious reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind by the dead convict.
Ugh, you. Ah!
Oh, he did.
If we would be so
boy.
lucky. Looks like I'm gonna snuff it before they get to stretch me neck. Oh, listen. I went to add me loot. Anything to stop the coppers getting their mitts on it. It's in the room where I was lodging when they got me. Yeah, this is the key to it. Take it. Always stay one step ahead, mate. See you in hell, I guess. Shakespeare. It's mine.
What did he just say?
It's mine. That loot is mine.
Uh-oh. Oh dear. Mr. Shakespeare?
It's all lies. I don't accept any of it. Why should I? After all, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove I killed that fellow. Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? If I don't admit to it, there's nothing you can do. You can't arrest me, for the time being anyway. Verily, you can't arrest a victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen?
Ugh.
I'm so close, I just need a few more hours. I swore to myself that I'd get my hands on it, and I can almost taste it now. Do you really think I'd just give up?
There's no question in my mind now. This man is guilty, through and through.
But he seems so utterly intoxicated by the idea of that loot. I'm afraid that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Mr. Naruhodo.
There is a way.
Pardon?
There's one way I can finish him off.
No!
With the sword at my
I
hilt.
was just thinking. Shink.
Like, I mean, I saw Cosmo do it. Although,
I'll
when I
pretend
do it-
and just say I didn't look.
Ah, thanks. We're on the same page.
Of course, the
Okay.
judge won't attest, but
No, can't do that.
my poor eyesight won't let me see anything.
Oh dear, I didn't see what happened. What?
There's too
His
much
head
blood
is-
on my glasses.
His head suddenly just rolled off. It was the strangest thing. He's already committed the most heinous crimes to get his hands on that loot. Which means all we need to do is find it first.
A fine plan. Were it not for the fact the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If it's there at all, it must be very well hidden indeed.
Without conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot rule.
If only there was some way we could find the convict's loot quickly.
This is the final piece. Oh! This is the final piece of the complex puzzle.
I
But
think I
we
know.
might have it in our possession already. Or rather, I think we may well have something that can help us find where that loot is hidden. Are you talking about the picture?
The handprints at the picture, because it makes no sense otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh.
My lord! Yes, Counsel. The defense would like to make a proposal about how to find the late convict's hidden loot. I believe we're already in the possession of something that could give us a clue as to its whereabouts. It's our last chance, so it has to be worth a gamble. Besides, we've used the same technique once already, and it definitely paid off then. Very well then, Counsel. Let the court hear your idea. What do you propose we can use in order to locate the hiding place of the deceased convict's hull?
Take that!
If I'm not mistaken, those are Mr. Shanspeare's headdress on the wall of his lodgings. That's right, my lord. Exposed as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene.
Based on a wonderful new discovery in the field of forensic science by the great detective, Mr. Sholmes. A great detective? Is that some kind of joke? Do you really think I'm going to be daunted by a man with such a ridiculous title? I think the great bard ought to recognize such a title when he hears one, Mr. Shamspeare. Hi, I'm down here now. Perhaps we should compete for the honor of most ridiculous title. Or perhaps most ridiculous dance moves. Ah! 'Tis Herlock Sholmes himself! What are you doing here, great detective? Your usual haunts are the filthy back streets of the capital, are they not? Ah, Mr. Reaper. It's been too long. And I see your complexion has worsened since last we met.
Oh, wow. Mr. Sholmes! He does know Lord Von Zykes, then. Well, enough to say something like that in any case. Mr. Sholmes, though you may be heralded as the great detective by the population at large, that does not give you the right to come and go in my courtroom as you see fit.
Ah, my lord, it's so fun. If I may, my lord, Mr. Sholmes' newly developed scientific method has helped us to uncover vital clues in this case already.
Clues, you say?
I call them skin prints, my lord. My method identifies every location touched by an individual under scrutiny. It's the method by which we are able to ascertain this gentleman's gas pipe activities.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not my gas pipe!
You freak.
You need only a small sample of something that You need only a small sample of something the individual has previously touched to make an indicator solution. In your case, sir, I use the teacup you've been holding. Elementary. So now, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes?
What am I to use as a sample to make the indicator solution this time?
Thank you for offering to help, Mr. Sholmes. When the convict was arrested, he was living in what is now Sosuke-san's room. We need a sample to help locate Selden's loot that's hidden in his old room. What form will the sample take? Do we have evidence for that? Because I don't think we have, like, a person for it, do we? We'll need something of Selden's in order to create the indicator solution to find his loot. And something the convict owned happens to be in the possession of somebody listed in the court record.
Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, your powers of reasoning appear to be on the up. So, which particular person do you have in mind? From whom can we obtain a possession of the late convict Selden to create the indicator solution? You remember? We do sing of Selden's.
Yeah.
Well, we don't,
Miss Green.
but,
Yeah, Miss Green certainly does. Hand over the key. Miss Green!
Me? What do you want with me?
You know we want the key around your neck. If you please.
Sorry? Oh!
That key belonged to Selden. There will be remnants of secretion from the man's skin on the surface that we can use.
Very true.
That is the sample we need. Using it, we can create the indicator solution required to for Mr. Sholmes' skin print seeker. It's a lot of S's. And find out exactly what Selden touched in the room that he used to rent.
Oh! Mr. Shamspeare, as one great to another, I assure you. If the late convict's hall is hidden somewhere in his former lodgings, I shall uncover it in no more than 30 minutes. Oh!
So, Mr. Shamspeare, the truth is well within our grasp now, and as such, you will never get your hands on Selden's stolen wealth.
Oh! In that case, I'll gladly let Mr. Sholmes have his key. No! Give the key to me! The detective shan't have it!
It's over, Mr. Shamspeare.
No! No!
You're out of options now. There's only one thing left for you to do. Admit your guilt.
Whoa. Oh, shameful spear! Despair! Be thy name!
Who used the confetti gun on him? It can't be, Miss Lestrade, could it?
Nah. I never intended to kill the man. I just wanted to drive him out of the room. That's all.
So you have time to find the convict's haul of stolen goods?
And yet after you'd killed the young man, you still didn't move into the room. I asked the landlord, of course. I pleaded with him, but he refused.
Why?
He's old. Well,
yeah.
Also, I was 3 months behind with the rent for one thing.
Mr. Garrett really has had to put up with a lot. I mean, has a lot to put up with.
And he had the gas repair work done immediately afterwards, putting the room out of action for a while. And then, this Japanese man swooped in at just the right moment to sign the new lease. Poor Mr. Natsume. What unfortunate timing. Then, 5 days ago, after the incident on Briar Road, when the Japanese fellow got himself arrested, I thought I'd finally have my chance. But it wasn't to be. No. The scene was sealed off and guarded by the police night and day. And, if I remember rightly, Mr. Sholmes spent the whole day in there reading books. I couldn't even enter the room, let alone search the loot.
Which is why, on the day Mr. Natsume was acquitted and returned to his room, you once again tried your trick of blowing air into the gas pipe that feeds the stove in his room.
Unbeknownst to you, however, that action would lead you into a deadly trap. William Shamspeare. How's it go? To be or not to be? That's the question. From Shakespeare's Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1. Well, let me tell you, in your case, it's not to be. That is the answer. You deserve to die for what you've done. Oh.
I just noticed she's standing on a box.
At first, I really did think it was just a terrible accident. I'll never forget our conversation that night before Duncan died. The gas supply in New Lodgings are a complete disaster, you know, Olive. The gas supply? Yes, the stove always seems to go out in the middle of the night for some reason. That's no joke. They say it's a convict's curse. Oh, Duncan, please, don't stay there. I don't care how cheap it is. Alright then. If it's that important to you, I'll start looking for a new place. There are spare rooms at my house. Why don't you leave that horrible room tonight? No, I'd better not. We said we'd wait until we graduate before we told our parents, remember? But that was the last time we ever spoke. That very night, he fell victim to the gas. If only I'd known it was going to happen, I'd have insisted he left that horrible room that instant. But instead, I was left with this bitter regret. I stopped going to school, but something kept drawing me back to the house on Briar Road. I saw a stooped eastern-looking man with a mustache coming out of the house one day when I was there. He walked up the road to Grub's Grubby for some food, so I followed him and sat myself down next to him. He had some watery-looking soup and started to pick a quarrel with the publican. "That place is cursed, I tell you! Cursed! The ghost of the convict used to live there is trying to suffocate me! I woke in the middle of the night, freezing to death, but because the stove has gone out. The room is full of gas and I can hardly breathe. The pipes have been checked, no problem there. It's like I'm the problem! That's what they're thinking. But how could that be? Duncan was gone, and now this man had almost suffered the same fate. Could it really be a curse? Then I remembered. A rumor I'd heard about how the gas companies go around investigating the gas installations.
A rumor? Ah, you mean...
Yes, everybody's heard the stories, it seems, about how they go around checking the pipes. How anything connected to the gas can be extinguished by blowing air into the pipework. That's when it started. A little flicker of doubt in the back of my mind. It just wouldn't go away. Was it really an accident, though? Once I'd had the idea, it wouldn't leave me alone. It plagued me day and night. So I bought this at one of the black markets in the East End.
Black market?
I'd never been. I just heard people talk about them. And you really can buy anything you can think of there.
When have we got a black market?
I don't... maybe? I don't know. In some ways, being able to get my hands on so easily made me even more determined. I had to find out one way or another. Was Duncan's death an accident? Or was it murder? And your chosen method for establishing the truth was simple, but highly effective. Smear poison on the gas pipe you suspect the man of tampering with, and wait.
If Mr. Sandspear was innocent, nothing would come of what you've done. But if he was guilty, he would pay for his crimes dearly.
I found out the name of the man I suspected. William Shamspeare. And there I wrote him this little note. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. If he'd done it, I knew that would worry him enough so he'd be sure to go. So I waited to see if it worked. And of course, Mr. Shakespeare followed the instructions to the letter. I worked out where the gas pipe was straight away. So I smeared a good amount of the poison I'd bought all around the mouth of the pipe. All the time praying that the devil's work wouldn't be done, and that it was all just some wild fantasy. Actually, no. All the time praying that the devil's work would be done. That the culprit would get his just desserts.
Ooh, would have expected that. 3 days ago. When you first stood in the dock before me, this whole affair seemed relatively straightforward.
Yes, my lord.
I certainly never imagined the depths of depravity that we should subsequently find lurking behind the scenes.
It has been a long road, my Nipponese friend.
Oh, yes.
And on one I certainly didn't envisage walking with you.
Nevertheless, together we have reached the light at the end of the tunnels, as it were. Miss Green,
Yes, my lord.
you will henceforth be stripped of your freedom as punishment for the attempted murder of Mr. William Shakespeare.
Yes, I know.
And you, Mr. Shakespeare, you will be tried for the murder of Mr. Duncan Ross in cold blood, and the subsequent attempted murder of Mr. Sosuke Natsume here present.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes?
Yesterday, at the hospital, when you and your friend stopped me from...
From ending your life by drinking what was left in the poison bottle.
I wasn't myself. I can't even remember what was going through my mind. To be or not to be, I suppose. That's a question that's so hard to answer, it seems.
Well, personally, I'm glad of you being here, Miss Green.
Oh,
And I'd like to believe that's a blessing Mr. Shakespeare didn't die when he ingested the poison. For your sake, at the very least.
because of you, I chose life, not death. And now you've made the truth come out at last. Really, I can't thank you enough. Oh, Miss Green?
Mr. Sosuke Natsume,
Yes, my lord!
the court declares that you are exonerated from all blame in this matter. Accordingly, I would call upon the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to present a verdict of not guilty. We are in full agreement, my lord. In that case, I hereby declare the defendant...
Yay! Woo!
Woohoo! Man, I bet that man is so tired of coming back.
I'm gonna
to
say
court all
he's
the
like,
time.
get me out of here!
I don't care about any of these fireworks. Court is adjourned.
Get out!
Please, and don't come back. I like to imagine like if someone did accuse him again, he's just like, I already know he wouldn't do it.
He's probably innocent.
Yes, we're not even gonna run this through anymore.
Oh, yes, yes, at last. Divine justice duly done! Divine justice? My dear fellow, if there were any divine justice in this world, you would shave that moustache. No! This has nothing to do with my moustache! Some say the luxuriant mustache is a sign of physical prowess, Mr. Sholmes. Look, I'm stout Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! Once again, you saved me from doom!
I'm very happy to have been able to help, Mr. Natsume. Congratulations on your acquittal. Your second in almost as many days.
I was first acquainted with and gained affection for English literature whilst in our great homeland empire. And then, by a twist of fate, I was brought to the land that bore the fruit of that literature. Only, the city of bricks and mortar became my prison. Try as I might, I never found my feet here. In the end, I confined myself to my room and lived life through friendly old books. You've had such a difficult time, haven't you? Ah, but a week ago now, I dragged you out of that dark and dingy room of yours, did I not? You did. You did. I've seen more of life in this week than in all my years to date. And for the first time, I feel I've begun to see the true face of the English that's so far been hiding from me behind the wall of fog. My dear fellow, there is nothing special about the true face of the English, as you put it. Wheresoever one goes in the world, humans are human. There are few genuine differences. Yes, I think you're right. I finally started to see that, and I've come to understand something. I've worked out why I was attracted to English literature in the first place. It made me see that whatever our nationality, we humans all have the same hopes and fears. We're all just doing our best to live. That's a good line.
Yeah, wow. Well said. I've come to feel the same way.
I made a decision too. I'm going to cut short my study tour here and return to Japan.
What?
Just when we become friends here in England. What a terrible shame. Oh, I know. That does tug at my heartstrings, it really does. But I've decided I'd like to take everything I've learned here in Britain and write something of my own. A novel of sorts, I suppose. Oh my! So you'll be creating your own literature, Mr. Natsume? How wonderful! Oh, well, no! I mean, I would presume to call it literature! Why not? When that's precisely the definition, Mr. Moustache. I suppose you're right, yes. It will, in a way, be literature. But as of now, all I know is I'd like to try my hand at writing. I have no delusions of grandeur. I, for one, would love to read your works. Well, all things considered, it may be for the best. After all, you have once again emerged victorious. From a battle with the Reaper.
That's very true.
And there is no salvation for a person in the dark when the Reaper is the prosecutor. The desire to return post-haste to the perceived safety of your homeland is one I quite understand. My goodness, yes, it's such a terrifying prospect. Nobody will consider that cowardly, I'm quite sure. Way to make a guy feel welcome. But that's not why I'm leaving! I mean it!
I mean, I'd leave. Did he just call an objection on us? And that was the case we found ourselves embroiled in 6 months ago now. Sosuke-san did indeed return to Japan, and submitted a report about both cases to the government. It was on reading that report that Professor Mikotoba was prompted to visit the scholar. And barely any time later, Susato-san was given the news that she must return to Japan as well. On the back of a telegram stating falsely that her father had fallen gravely ill. The only possible explanation that comes to mind is what happened after the trial, on the following day. The day that we uncovered the loot hidden by the now deceased convict in his former lodgings.
Oh, well done, Mr. Sholmes. How simply marvelous of you. To uncover a secret hiding place in just one day.
Was supposed to take 30 minutes.
As I believe I told you, my dear fellows, skin prints are extremely useful in such situations. Wouldn't you agree, Gregson? Gregsy's been happily munching agreement this whole time, you know, Hurley. Happily? I think perhaps humorously might be closer to the truth. So, it transpires the man fastened a hiding place in the ceiling.
And what's in it? What exactly is the loot?
What do you think, Batu? What is this loot?
Oh, I thought it was money. But if it's not money, then...
Well, given the fact that, like, apparently this loot is the reason why Shom said that no one can speak of it, and then Susato was called back to Japan.
Oh. Let us look. Oh.
Let us look then, if you're ready. Let's examine the late burglar's haul. What will we find?
What the? What is that? Oh.
It looks to be some sort of neckband or collar.
A collar? It's huge though.
And
oh.
bloody.
Is that? And there's a bee on it too.
And look at all the gemstones set in it. I can see why it's going to be worth 1,000 pounds. Perhaps I could have it as a belt. Oh, have you noticed the inside there? There's some dark stains.
It's blued. You don't think it could be blood, do you? I mean, there's quite a lot of it.
On second thoughts, perhaps I won't have it as a belt. Then of course there's this emblem here. A large letter B and a small crown.
What does it signify, do you think?
Oh, I hadn't noticed that. I feel as though I've seen that emblem somewhere before, you know? Where could it have been? That's enough of that, I think.
What? What's the matter with Mr. Sholmes? All the color is drained from his face.
Well, Inspector, I believe you ought to be taking this onto. It could be valuable evidence, after all. It must be kept safely under lock and key. Yes. Get your grubby hands up there, you lot, and hand over, now!
Oh. I'd never seen a collar that large before. And all those jewels certainly look to be extremely valuable. But that's not what stood out to me the most. At least, not once I noticed it. Those dark marks on the inside of the collar, those stains. Could they really have been blood? Sure looks like it.
Well, that was a funny case, wasn't it? But it's all buttoned up now.
You look very pleased, Iris.
I am, because I was starting to wonder what I could use as the base of this month's story in the magazine. This case would be perfect. It's been so fascinating.
You're talking about the latest installment of the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, I presume.
The Mystery of the Knife in the Mist, and The Mustached Man and the Convict's Curse, perhaps. I can make it a two-part story. Oh, I can't wait. A word, please, Iris. Yes? What is it, Hurley? I'm sorry, but you can't write about this case. It's out of the question. What? Why not? It's a great case. Then I shall to insist that you limit yourself to the first of your two titles. The second must never be written. Is that clear? Yes. Huh.
And so it was that the second of Souseki-san's cases became buried in obscurity. Now, looking back, I feel I understand. I can see why Mr. Sholmes forbade Iris from publishing the story. It would take a little longer before I saw the link between everything that had happened and would happen. For it wasn't until 2 months after the arrival of Susato-san's letter that events began to unfurl again, with an incident that took place at the very heart of the eagerly awaited Great Exhibition of London.
And that's what we'll have to call it.
Oh.
Many questions, I'm sure you have, but they will have to wait for another time. So,
yeah, that is weird.
Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Patu, for being with that case.
Yeah, that was, went a lot more different than I expected it to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, Jeez, there is a lot of stuff that's unanswered right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
In the next episode, we'll be covering the third case, the return of the great departed soul. But until then, like, comment, subscribe. There's tons of stuff in the description. Check those out. There's community posts that Patu posts from time to time. Look at those if you can. It's usually polls or questions or whatever. And, yeah, I guess we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.